Hey everybody, it's me, Stedmon, and you're about to hear my new CD. It's a compilation with some of the classics whistled solely by yours truly. No instruments, just me whistling. It's about 25 minutes long, and it only took me about 15 minutes to record. So nestle up by the fireplace, sit back and relax, and enjoy Stedmon whistling. I once whistled my way out of a ticket. Cops pulled me over and what did I do? I think it was the theme to Hill Street Blues. Guy let me go. Pretty much. By now, I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, Stedman, how'd you get so good at whistling? Well, I first realized my extraordinary, unique whistling capability when my mother was pushing me down the street in my stroller, and a beautiful woman passed by me with a swagger that shook her ass in such a way that it caused me to make a noise that would let her know just how sexy I thought she was. Being that I could not speak yet, I naturally contorted my lips and whistled at her. That's right, I whistled before I could talk. The woman was so impressed she bent down and kissed me right on the lips. It was then that I knew that I would be the greatest whistler that ever lived. I come from a long line of whistlers. My dad was a whistler. His dad before him was a whistler. His dad's dad was a whistler. His dad's dad's dad was a whistler. And his dad's dad's dad before him was a whistler. His dad's 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 dad was a whistler, and his dad's 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 dad was a whistler. His dad's 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 father was a whistler. His father's dad's father's father's dad's father's dad was a whistler, and his dad's father's father's dad's father's father's dad's father's father's dad's father was a whistler. So I guess you could say it runs in the family. Pretty much.
Since the release of your demo CD last winter, Stedmonic Visions, you've become an international whistling sensation, hailed by the likes of David Hasselhoff and Enya.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what, I can't even pump gas or do what normal people usually do anymore.
They come after you while you're pumping your gas.
I mean, I'm just trying to pump gas. I got mothers driving by with their children in the car, honking, yelling things like, "I would fuck." Now, what kind of message does that say?
It's certainly not very family-like.
It doesn't send a very family message at all.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Manfreed von Magnuson, and we're here today for another edition of Whistling Today. My guest with us is international whistling sensation known all over the globe, Stedmon Whistling.
Hello.
Hi there, Stedmon.
Thanks for having me, Manfreed, baby.
It's a pleasure to have you with us. Now, Bobby McFerrin has been quoted as saying, "You're the only artist that's ever made him cry." How does a statement like that make you feel when you hear something?
Well, you know, Bobby's too sweet. I love that guy. I got nothing but love for him. But if I saw him right now, I'd punch him. Punch him right in his face. Because he stole a few moves of mine. And we wound up going our own ways. He went the voice box, beatbox, making the music with your mouth biz way. And I went the whistling way. And he used to do some beautiful whistling. But I'll tell you what. He'd better not anymore. We got a contract, baby. He does that other stuff, I get all the whistling. And it's a shame. It's a damn shame. I love Bobby. Bobby, I miss you, baby. Bobby, baby, Bobby. Baby, baby, Bobby. Bobby.
Stedman, you just got off tour with the London Philharmonic and arranged an entire orchestral piece for them. How was that experience for you, and how did it allow you to grow as an artist in certain ways?
Well, it was pretty disappointing, pretty damn disappointing. I'll tell you what, there's no guy named Phil. There's no harmonicas. It's just a big-ass orchestra. Who wants to work with that? I'm waiting for Phil, baby. You get Phil and there's a harmonica down here, stat. You tell Stedman one thing, you better promise. You know what I mean? I got all these no-names. I'm waiting for Phil. Who the fuck wants to work with a full orchestra when I got Phil and his harmonica?
Last year there was a very controversial, some controversial moments in Iraq when you were over there entertaining the USO troops. Can you tell us a little bit about that story?
Yeah, you know, the United States government's a little picky. They don't want just anybody around there looking for Osama bin lately. And, you know, I figure I'm in Iraq. I'm going to do my part as an American citizen to go out there and help the troops. So I go snooping around looking for IEDs, and, you know, it turns out that I got GEDs and I'm not qualified. So I just got out of that Iraq. And they whistle funny over there. I don't understand it over there, you know. I do American whistling. That old Middle Eastern whistling is just, you know, maybe one day I'll get into it in my 50s.
Your work with Elmo on the Play School album Elmo Sings the Blues has been given critical acclaim and actually won 3 Grammys last year. It was produced by Rick Rubin, a very unlikely couple working with you and Elmo, but it fared very well.
Well, you know, Elmo's tricky. He's very tricky to read. He's a complicated artist. I go in there and I do my thing, and Elmo vibes off of me, baby. You know, and me and Elmo, we just work off of each other. And he'll be kicking it, and then I'll come in and I'll do my thing, and then he'll bust it freestyle. You know, Elmo used to hang with the brothers. He was locked up in Chino for a while, and he's told me some crazy stories.
So you guys basically just had a very loose, wonderful artistic chemistry that was going on, and that provides the magic that we all heard.
Oh yeah, baby. Elmo's got a lot of pull, and I tell you what, if I had to do it all over again, I would.
Excellent. I think the kids will be happy to hear that one. Now, you just came off tour in China, where you were whistling at the Great Wall for the Chinese Emperor. And it was the first time they've ever allowed an American to whistle at the Great Wall.
Yeah, what I was going for there was actually a world record. Guinness was there. I was going to be the first person to ever whistle down a wall. And I figure what better wall to try and whistle down than the Great Wall of China. I actually did move a brick after 13 hours of straight whistling when I
decided that maybe it wasn't in my best interest to try and take down a wall that's been up that long, and decided to use my whistling gift for other purposes. So I moved on to things like chain link fences.
It's fascinating. Well, Stedman, it's been a pleasure having you. I wish you the best of luck with the new album. Go out and buy his new album, The Wind Blows. We've got Stedman whistling. It's been a pleasure having you, Steed.
Hey, thank you very much, Manfreed. And just to let you guys know out there, don't ever stop whistling. Keep on whistling and never stop whistling, baby. And keep on whistling. And another thing, never ever give up on whistling. And keep whistling, kids, baby. Alright, baby.
You can find Stedman's album at select Kmart stores throughout the country. Take care.